Today we're doing I Will Teach You to Be Rich by Big Ramit Sethi.
Man, the first thing you see, this is not a book you want to be carrying around in public.
Absolutely.
We've got a few here that, for various reasons, aren't the most pleasant ones to carry around in public. Millionaire Fastlane, that's another one. They just reek of desperation, but good books, most of these.
When you see someone carrying this book, I Will Teach You to Be Rich, sitting there at a cafe reading this, they just look like a pathetic person who's never really got on top of their finances at all. And they're just in debt and they're just looking for Big Ramit to save the day and teach you a few things. Yeah. But, don't want to be carrying this around.
Okay, so chapter 1 of I Will Teach You to Be Rich is all about paying off your credit card debt. So obviously if you've got credit card debt, you're paying 22% interest. That's a bad place to be in. So what you need to do is make a list of all of the credit cards you have. So the card, the total amount you owe, the percentage interest, and the minimum payment. So what you need to do, once you've got that visual representation, is first things first, you've got to pay obviously the minimum on every single card. Now what you do after that, you've got excess money that you want to throw at one of these. You can either pick the one with the highest interest rate, or you can pick the one with the lowest balance, because what you do is you get that psychological benefit, that snowball, that domino effect. So you pay the minimum on everything, then you pay everything you can to the smallest balance, pay that off, and then target the next one. So you're targeting these one by one, knock them over, knock them over, knock them over, until you can eventually free yourself from this credit card debt.
The third idea we like from this book is this idea of conscious spending. So with this, he suggests that you do an 80-20 analysis of where all your money goes. Where's the big ticket items that your money's going to all week? And then from there, realize what actually brings you the most utility in your life. So if you like going out on weekends and having lots of beers at the pub on a Saturday night, that's fine, you can spend money on that, but during the week you might try and cut the other things that you don't really get much value out of, like having the Monday morning coffee with Samantha from the office or anything like that. You can cut that just so you got more money for your beers on your Saturday night or whatever is the best for you.
That's it, this conscious spending, it doesn't matter, there's no judgment as to what you choose to spend on, but you got to realize you can't spend on everything. So picking something and sticking to that, that's your conscious choice of spending. It means you're choosing not to spend on other smaller things.
And the fourth takeaway we're getting from this book is that financial experts are idiots.
There's a funny story about experts. You know, we place like halos around people. We think the experts, they know everything. And there was a story about this dude in 2001 did a test of these wine experts. So he gave them a white wine and he gave them a red wine and said, you know, taste it and write your notes. So for the white wine, they had things like it was light, it was fresh, it was fruity, it was floral. And for the red wine, they had things like it was deep, it was spicy, and there was dark undertones, all things that you would associate with red wine. Now the trick was, the red wine was actually the same wine, the white wine with red food dye in it. So basically the long story short is that these wine experts have got no fucking idea that they don't realize that this red wine was actually a white wine. And it's the same for financial experts as well. They really don't have a clue.
They got no fucking idea at all. So they might look sexy on TV, like they're saying this is the next best stock and this is... So it all runs on this idea of market timing. So financial analysis think they can pick a time in the market where some kind of company is cheaper than what it is meant to be, so then they'll put their money in there, buy it when it's low, sell it when it's high, just at the right time in the market. But the real truth is no one knows when the market is going next, whether it's going up or down. And there's a lot of studies that show that stock pickers cannot actually beat the market over the long term. So if someone thinks they got the next best stock, or a financial advisor thinks they got the next best stock, one question you can actually ask them is, how did you perform over the last 5, 10 or 15 years over the long term, after fees and after taxes? Because the truth is that no financial advisor can beat the market after financial fees and taxes over the long term.
So number 5, the fifth takeaway from I Will Teach You to Be Rich is the solution to these financial experts. So rather than trying to go with this financial advisor who knows best, you're going to just pick an index fund which follows the market as a whole. So you're going to get the average returns of the market of around 8%. And the thing is, these active investors that are trading in and out of the market trying to get the best return, they're actually getting a lesser return than the average market, but you're also paying higher fees. So you're getting a lesser return, you're paying higher fees on this active, whereas if you got this passive investment of the index fund, you're getting a greater return, lesser fees, win-win. It's the best scenario possible.
So you're trading the financial advisor who is incentivized to move more and more of your money in and out of the market, because that's when they get fees, is the more they move the money. And we're trading that for a computer. So now the computer, when you do passive investing, it gets an index fund. So if you look at the Dow Industrial Average, it'll take the 30 top corporate companies in America, for example. And when you buy that, you're buying all 30 companies at the same time. You're taking an average, and you're not trying to beat the market. You just buy that, you set it, and forget it. And with that, your fees are pretty much nowhere near what it would be for active funds, because you're not paying for these financial dickheads who think they're superstars.
Mate, so that is I Will Teach You to Be Rich by Ramit Sethi. That was our 5 biggest takeaways.
Other than that, that's it.
Yeah.